see, before we begin today's video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on post notifications so you're notified whenever I post a new video. Be sure to follow me on my social media, y'all. Y'all, we are on the road to 5K. Our goal is November 12th. We're going to get there by the grace of God because anything is possible through him. Can I get an amen? Amen. Make sure y'all are subscribing. Make sure y'all are liking. Make sure y'all are sharing. I can't do this without your continual support, and I appreciate y'all so much for the continual support. We are going to go straight into today's video, y'all. We are watching Jason Aldean stands by his Try This in a Small Town song and music video. He did an interview with CBS Morning. I did a reaction to Jason Aldean's Try That in a Small Town. You can watch it here. I personally didn't think it was racist. Mind you, I did a blind reaction. I didn't read no comments. I didn't watch no other people's reactions. Literally, I saw it trending, clicked it, was like, why is this trending? People keep, like, it's trending on Twitter and everything like that. What is people talking about? Did a recording. I was like, okay. And then I started watching people's reactions and then started reading people's comments. And apparently, a lot of people thought it was racist. I don't think it's racist. I still don't think it's racist. I think a lot of it is projection. Honestly speaking, if you equate it to racism, in regards to like saying that, oh, he's talking about black people or something along those lines, I feel like you're part of the problem in a sense, because he was talking about a lot of actions. He was talking about looting. He was talking about burning buildings. He was talking about stuff of that nature, and he didn't put a race to it. So if you're attaching black folks to those actions, that's kind of problematic to say the least. Two, I'm not even a country fan. I didn't know who Jason Aldean was until I saw the Try That in a Small Town. Apparently he's been in the business. Don't listen to country music. Not going to start listening to country music. It's not really for me like that. So it's not really me showing biasness. It's just me really like telling y'all what it is. I don't think it was racist. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and start this interview. And yeah, let's get into it.
We're going to begin this hour with an exclusive and frank conversation, we should say, with country music star, that's Jason Aldean. So he's been drawing both praise and criticism for his hit song. It's called Try That in a Small Town. Here's a listen.
We'll try that in a small town. See how far you make it down the road.
It's stuck in my head, too.
Now, critics say the song and its music video is full of racial undertones and threats of violence. It's now one of the singles on Aldean's new album. It's called Highway Desperado. It comes out this week. Our Jan Crawford met up with Aldean at the studio in Nashville where he recorded it. This is his first network news interview about the controversy.
Yeah, but that's the way we get down at a hick town.
It's the sound of modern country music.
Song she plays to the prayer she prays.
And Jason Aldean laid its foundation.
Ain't afraid to stay country.
How have you influenced country?
We definitely brought a little bit of a different sound in. It was a little heavier. It had a lot of rock and roll elements to what we were doing.
But success wasn't instant. 25 years ago, when Aldean moved from Georgia to Nashville with tattoos and a southern rock vibe, the industry said no thanks. Aldean never wavered.
I was writing songs and at one point had lost my writing deal too. So it was tough. I mean, it's like, maxing out credit cards just to buy like formula or diapers or those kind of things. And it finally did take off. It was full steam ahead for me to try and take advantage of it.
Anyone from the heartland is gonna understand what I'm talking about right now.
Nearly 2 decades later, Aldean's had 28 #1 singles.
I'm chilling on the dirt road.
And sold 20 million albums. But over the summer, Aldean, who doesn't shy away from expressing his views,
Pull a gun on the owner of a liquor store. You think it's cool?
found himself in the middle of controversy over his song, Try That in a Small Town.
Stomp on the flag and light it up. Yeah, you think it's tough.
It divided the internet.
Jason Aldean's song is racist, and if you can't see that, you're part of the problem.
Well, guess
He
I'm part
talked
of the
about
problem.
was people who steal, people who carjack, people who burn flags, and you interpret that as he must be speaking about black people.
Supporters felt the song.
Okay, for the first person, well, guess I'm part of the problem. 2, for the second person, thank you for pointing that out, because why are y'all equating the work? This just speaks volume. the actions that he was talking about, mind you, in the video, I personally did not see one specific black person. The majority of the people who was showed, I saw one white girl. I saw one, she looks like she was Middle Eastern. She was yelling in front of the cop's face. And then a lot of them, they had like their face covered and everything like that. So you can't really see a lot of their skin tones. It was mainly you see like burning buildings, burning cars, like the actual act. My thing is, why are y'all equating those acts to black people? What we do? We ain't doing. We mind our business.
Small town values in uncertain times.
Around here we take care of our own.
While others heard racism and subtle calls for violence.
What was your reaction when you saw people saying that this had racist undertones and, you know, it was like a call to arms, you know, it was like a call to arms in small towns. It was a threatening kind of video for black people. I mean, people were putting this on like
But there was
TikTok.
people of all color doing stuff in the video. That's what I don't understand. You know, there was white people in there. There was black people. I mean, this video did not shine light on one specific group and say that's the problem. So, and anybody that saw that in the video, then you weren't looking hard enough in the video, is all I can tell you.
Try that in a small town.
The song mostly flew under the radar when it was released, but when the music video came out in July, it took off, skyrocketing to #1 across all musical genres in the country.
I love the song. I was excited to cut it and thought it was actually a song that said something for a change, not just a, you know, here's another song for radio.
Did you think, well, this might not go over well with some people, but I'm going to say it.
On the second verse, it says,
Gun that my granddad gave me. They say one day they're gonna round up.
that I thought was going to be the biggest issue with the song, was that it said gun, you know, and that, you know.
Little did he know.
Tend to get people talking sometimes about that. So, you know, I didn't expect it to get the kind of heat that it got. And I think that was more probably because of the video more so than the actual song.
Part of that heat was because of where the video was filmed, in front of the Murray County Courthouse in Columbia, Tennessee, the site of a 1927 lynching of a black teen.
I don't think he
For
knew
anybody that thinks that we picked that building specifically for that reason, because, you know, there was a lynching there, whatever.
Did you know that?
No. But I also don't go back.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think he knew about the history of that building. I'm not even like, oh, I'm his like attorney in this. Like, I genuinely don't think he knew, because I personally didn't know when I first watched the video either until someone brought it up, and then I went back to research it. But then again, y'all have to realize, like, I live in the South. Even where I went to school, there was like a whole Confederate like soldier, whatever the case may be, in like Middletown type of vibe. So it's like a lot of our history is tied back to racism. A lot of the buildings, historical buildings and etc., it's tied back to racism. Some buildings that we may not even know. So I don't think he specifically chose that because of the lynching that happened. And the lynching wasn't the only thing that happened there, but I generally don't think he knew, to be honest.
100 years and check on the history of a place before we go shoot it either. It's also the place that I go get my car tags every year. It's my county that I live in.
Would you do it in that courthouse again, knowing what you know now?
Knowing what I know now, probably not, but it's also, you know, I don't think, again, I'm not going to go back 100 years and check on the history of this building.
Yeah.
I mean, because honestly, if you're in the South, you could probably go to any small town courthouse. You're going to be hard pressed to find one that hasn't had
Racial
some sort
ties
of,
to it.
you know, racial issue over the
true.
years at some point. I mean, that's just a fact.
That's true.
Critics also slammed ALDEAN for the images.
Pause right
ALDEAN
here.
says
The images, y'all see all these people right here? You see those folks, how they're white? So if there are white people showing in the videos, why are specifically white liberals, why are y'all tying it and saying that he's talking about black folks in the video? Leave us alone. Leave us alone. How about that? He ain't talking about us. He's not talking about specifically a race. He's talking about the actual action. So I don't think it's fair for specifically like these people saying that, oh, he's talking about black people in the video, he's racist. No, y'all are trying to change the narrative. He's talking about y'all too. Y'all were out there looting and brooding as well. Like, he's not talking about.
Choose the specific clips, but the overall look of the video was his idea. Inspired by Billy Joel's We Didn't Start the Fire.
The whole idea behind the video was to show you know, the lawlessness and the, you know, disrespect for cops and just, you know, trashing cities and burning. It's just, I'm just not cool with that. So it just, I don't know, I feel like the narrative really got switched over and became, you know, more of a racial type thing. And it's like, if that's what you got out of the song and the video, I mean, I almost kind of feel like that's on you, because that wasn't our intention, you know.
ALDEAN says the song may resonate with him more because news reports of crime and violence feel personal. He was on stage in Las Vegas when a gunman opened fire, killing 60 people at the Route 91 festival.
Vegas was 6 years ago. Like, how have you processed that?
It makes you mad. I mean, you know what I mean? It's like my pregnant wife was there. Our fans were there watching the show. All hell breaks loose and you're not prepared. You know, it's like, I got a guitar. What am I going to do?
Did you even know what was happening?
No, not until a few minutes after we were off stage and stuff. But yeah, I mean, you know, I do think it makes you look at things a little different when you go through something like that.
That brings ALDEAN to his new album, Highway Desperado, out November 3rd. Try That in a Small Town is one of its tracks.
All 11 albums have been in here.
Every album?
Every single one of them, every
song.
song.
You could have gone in any studio.
Yeah, but there's just something about this guy.
He recorded it in the same bare-bones studio he's always recorded in, with the same band and producer he started out with 20 years ago.
Not ready to hang it up.
Not yet. I got more stuff to say, you know.
And he will continue to stand by what he's already said and try that in a small town.
I would do it over again every time.
Minus the setting.
Minus the setting. Knowing what I know now, obviously, you know, knowing that was going to be a thing, you know, maybe you look at doing it somewhere else. I know what the intentions were behind the location, the video, the song, all of it, and, you know, and I stand by all.
I give him credit for standing on business. For not folding. And I like how he, like, tried to be, like, reasonable and saying, okay, now that I know the history of the building, maybe I will not do it in the same setting, since that is, like, a key thing that people are speaking about. But he says, other than that, like, he stands on his song, he stands on his intentions behind it. And I give, you can't help but to give him respect for that. Me personally, I stand on it as well. I don't see the video racist. I'm not even going to try to convince myself that the video is racist, because when I first saw it, without anybody's outside opinion, I didn't get racism from it. I just really got like, oh, pro-America, woo, like the typical pro-American country guy. Like, I didn't really get racism, but I want to know your opinion and your thoughts. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Comment down below, what do you think about the whole Jason Aldean thing? I don't listen to Jason Aldean, but her saying that he has a new album out, I think this song is really going to help his album as well, especially because, like, when that song and the video came out, good grief, you could, everywhere I turned, it was everywhere. So I feel like it's really going to help his album, and a lot of people are going to support him, because this actually introduced this situation introduced him to a lot of new folks and new fans or whatever. I'm not a country person, but yeah. Let me know your thoughts on the comments down below. Let me know, what do you think about the situation? How do you think about the video? Do you think it's racism? Do you think it's being blown out of proportion? Whatever the case may be. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on my social media. Make sure you press that subscribe button, y'all. We're on the road to 5K. With that being said, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all all for your support. This is Uruguay, connecting people with policy. God bless y'all. Deuces.